This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Welcome to News 25 here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. Thanks for joining us today, this Tuesday, August 3rd.
Well, the Nye County Board of Commissioners has sent a couple of letters asking for a congressional or administrative withdrawal in Railroad Valley here in Nye County. The commissioners say that they are aware of an application for withdrawal by the Bureau of Land Management concerning the property that NASA would like to utilize for their orbiting climate observatory. Officials say that Nye County would be directly and adversely affected by NASA's proposed land withdrawal, and they would like to discuss other alternatives. They say that the land that the government wants to use is currently being used for non-renewable energy extraction in the form of oil, and it may host a significant lithium resource. They request a meeting with NASA officials as soon as possible to discuss the matter further.
Discussion and deliberation regarding whether to modify the mask mandate for Nye County to conform with the state of Nevada Governor's Emergency Directive 47, adoption of current CDC guidance, and any subsequent guidance issued by the CDC. Today's item concerning the state's mask mandate at the Board of County Commissioners meeting here in Pahrump solicited a lot of public comment, but once again came to no fruition since county decision made here in Nye County cannot overturn state mandate to wear facial coverings during the pandemic. And stay tuned. We'll be right back here at News 25.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. As students head back to class after so much time learning virtually, many will still be dealing with the fears that they suffered from during the pandemic. But some deep-seated troubling fears are still impacting the kids of all ages. This week, advice from an expert on how to calm those concerns and keep your kids safe. Kim Martinez reports.
I did a lesson with my little guys and we talked about worry and the number one worry that they had. And we're talking kinder, first, second, somebody's dying. They're worried about their loved people dying.
Amber Chudzik is a licensed associate counselor in Arizona Public Schools. She, like the rest of the nation, is seeing a huge increase in depression and suicidal thoughts in kids of all ages.
It's remarkable the number of students that are struggling.
All exacerbated by the extra anxiety associated with going back to in-person learning after so much time in virtual classrooms. Seeing the warning signs that your child is depressed or even experiencing suicidal thoughts is, of course, key.
Sleeping way too much or not sleeping at all. We're talking about overeating or not eating at all. We're talking about irritability, especially in young kids. We often see this marked increase in just general agitation.
So how does social media play into the depression and the anxiety that kids are experiencing right now?
It exposes them to things that developmentally they're not ready for, right? Things in the world that they're not ready for. And so I worry about it a lot. I worry about the impact of social media on just how our kids communicate with each other, how they can have a dialogue when they don't agree with each other. They are really struggling with some of these foundational human skills of communicating with each other.
Limiting social media as well as validating their feelings through listening can make a big difference. And for younger kids, in the days leading up to school, there's some good books to read and discuss together.
So my favorite two books, especially for littles, The Kissing Hand and The Invisible String.
And the reason why I love these, especially with our littles who might be struggling with the separation of leaving home for the very first time, who haven't been in a preschool environment or haven't been in a daycare, is this idea of leaving a mom or a dad or a caregiver who's been providing full-time care for them. And so those two books do a beautiful job of reminding us of how we're connected and how we're close even if we're not right with each other.
So what tips do you have for parents on that first day of school?
My encouragement to parents on that first day back to school is to do the quick goodbye. I love you so much. I hope you have a great day. I'll pick you up after school and meet you right here, and I'll be here waiting for you when you get out. That quick goodbye is powerful in sending our kids the message of, you're so safe, you're gonna have a great day. I believe in your ability to be on your own, to take care of yourself, and then you're gonna come back and we're gonna be back together again.
Kim Martinez reporting.
And it is scorching hot outside and in other parts of the country. And as temperatures reach dangerous levels here and elsewhere this summer, doctors say it's important to drink plenty of water. Otherwise, you could risk serious dehydration.
Typically, if someone's outdoors in extreme heat temperatures and is exercising or doing activity, they're going to become dehydrated much faster than someone who's sedate in the shade and had drank previously.
Dr. Baruch Fertel is an emergency medicine physician for Cleveland Clinic. He says common symptoms of dehydration include feeling thirsty, tired, lightheaded, and not being able to urinate. Your urine may also look dark yellow in color. In more extreme cases, a person might notice a rapid heartbeat or breathing, low blood pressure, skin with no elasticity, and eyes appearing sunken in. If that happens, they should go to the hospital right away. Dr. Fertel says babies and young children are often the most susceptible to dehydration since they're unable to ask for fluids.
Same is true with older folks. People who are older have chronic illness. Their thirst mechanism may be impaired, and they may not get thirsty when they need more fluid. So it's important that we encourage those people to drink and to stay hydrated, especially when outdoors in the heat.
Heat exhaustion and heat stroke are also concerns this summer. Dr. Fertel says your body can only withstand certain temperatures, so go inside and cool off if you start to feel overheated.
Important information since we have that extreme temperatures happening through Thursday morning here in town, right?
Yes, yes, it's hot everywhere. I was recently down south, 100 degrees plus humidity. Boy.
Yeah, you guys missed Unette a lot. She was on an extended trip and got to see her family down there.
Yes,
you had
always
a good time?
blessing, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy to be back here with everyone. Thank you.
We're happy you're back.
Yes.
All right, and we will be back in just a few minutes.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
You're watching News 25. Well, a report finds that Nevadans may pay some of the lowest utility costs in the nation. Move.org breaks down the numbers in a new state-by-state analysis.
Move.org crunched the numbers, and here's what they found. Nevada has the 8th most affordable utility bills in the nation, where the average household pays $331 a month. Here's where that money goes. On average, $43 goes to natural gas, $107 to electric, $71 to water, $60 for broadband internet, and $50 to streaming services. So how does that compare with other states? Well, Nevadans pay $107 less a month than people living in Connecticut, where the average monthly utility bills top $438. Of the top 10 states with the least expensive utility bills, 9 are located in the West. New Mexico tops that list with the lowest utility bills, totaling an average of $289 a month. While states in the West enjoy some of the lowest utility bills, 8 of the 10 states with the highest bills are located in the East. Move.org also found that in 2020, the cost of electric and water continued to increase, and 79% of households reported that their utility bills have increased in the last year.
The annual dinner and dessert auction to benefit the Pahrump Valley High School football program is being called a huge success. The event held this past weekend raised about $18,000.
We had so many people, we had to get more tables and chairs for everybody, so it was a super turnout, yeah. Everybody was comfortable, once they settled in and ate the food, and they knew what they were here for, to spend some money for the boys. It's an expensive sport, it really is. It's just truly expensive with the equipment and all the gear, the stuff the boys need, and it's mandatory that we find some way to finance all of that stuff for these boys. I know a couple years ago, when we did this before the pandemic, we made about $12,000. We kind of figured over the years, this is our 8th one that we've done. We're averaging roughly about $9,000-10,000, and I think we blew that away tonight.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Athletics pays for a lot already with the helmets and the shoulder pads and thousands of dollars. and then it gets reconditioned every year. So some of the other extra stuff, we're able to use these funds and pay for it. For example, I told everybody this evening that we're going to purchase on Monday enough girdles. They need new girdles. There's 7 padded girdles that they wear under their game pants, and those are $50 a piece, and there's 60 of them. So right away there's $3,000 spent just on girdles. So that's an example of what the money is spent on.
This is the first time that we've done a live auction in 18 months.
Yeah.
And then the sad thing is it's affecting the charities, and it's affecting all the fundraising. So we were asked to come do the football one tonight. Didn't know what to expect, but as usual, the community turned out.
Yeah.
And I think no one could say they came here tonight and didn't have fun. We had a couple prominent people in the community got into a little bit of a spit spat with the bidding. U.S. Ecology opened the bid on a cake at $2,000.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so much fun to be out here doing this again. You know, and the football kids, we had a little talk with them, and they finally understood that their job is for a winning season. Ours was to raise the money, so we did our part. So guess what now?
Now they got to have a winning season.
They earned almost $18,000 that night. Well, the first game for the Pahrump Valley High School football team is Friday, August 20th at home against Sunrise Mountain. Go Trojans!
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Outside, look at that Mount Charleston, those nice clouds out there. We're going to find out more, but we have some extreme weather right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. It's not an audio issue, it's a source error. I don't know. It'll come back eventually. Don't worry about it. Hey, check out the weather up and down the state as I practice my hand modeling moves. Look at this. Fernley, Fallon, 102 degrees. Carson City, not much different. Tonopah, the cool spot in the state, 93 degrees. Way to go, Tonopah. Out to Goldfield, 95. Beatty and Amargosa, Las Vegas, we're all up in the 100 plus. And Death Valley, 121 degrees. Oh, Lord. But here in lovely Pahrump, where everything is cool and groovy all the time, 106 degrees, not too bad compared, other places, I guess. 109 earlier. It will be cooling off this week. We'll get some break, but not today. 5:52 a.m. The sun rose in all its glory, setting this evening at about 7:46 p.m., and we'll look forward to that. Temperatures getting down to about 80 degrees tonight under some clear skies. And what does that set up for the week? Well, a lot of clear skies actually this week. We're not going to have to worry about clouds. A little bit of wind coming in a couple days. 18-mile-per-hour winds on Thursday, just out of the blue. Temperatures dropping throughout the week down to triple digits, but low triple digits. So we'll be losing about 10 degrees over the next 7 days, and that's something to look forward to as you approach the weekend, making plans. There you have it. It's going to be hot. It's going to be clear. Beautiful summer weather. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
And look who I got, two lovely ladies with me. I have Unette back, and then, of course, we have Nikki Calabrese. And if anybody doesn't know, Nikki introduced the Pahrump Valley High School story there with Ski Sensky. Nikki is actually a producer with World of Wonder, who produced our show, Small Town News, with HBO. And so we made her do a lead-in for a news story. She had a good time, didn't she?
Yes, yes.
Did you have a good?
Yeah.
Relax. You did great.
No, but yes, thank you.
So if anybody knows, we have a show that we worked on for a number of years with World of Wonder, the production company, and has been released on HBO called Small Town News. And it's about the TV station here, a little bit about the town.
So
and
you can watch it on demand, HBO and HBO Max.
There you go.
Yes.
She's always plugging that stuff, huh? And so Nikki, of course, was a genius, directed, produced, and just did so many things. We have Craig back here, Atkinson, who, of course, did so much more, and he's back there behind the camera, operating the camera, and we love him so much. But this is Randy and Fenton with World of Wonder, and Nelson, and just Diego, and so many other people.
Yeah.
It was really just
You're
labor
all
of
wonderful.
love.
You really are. And Nikki knew how to ask the right questions to really make us more comfortable. And so now it was our turn to make you comfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Right, because I'm really uncomfortable right now.
You're doing a wonderful job.
I got to tell you that producing is probably one of the craziest things when you see what you put up with. Well, you put up with a bunch of divas, you know, because we are, and you put up with a whole lot of drama in people's personal life and the production that you're making and so many different things. And I wonder how you balance it, because you're almost like a therapist.
Oh, thank you. Where am I supposed to look? That's the first thing I'm.
What do you do with your hands?
Our audience.
You think a producer would know all these things, but you know, you're supposed to look at me or Unette or the camera.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Okay. Hi. Okay. So you want to know how
I would love to know how you even do half the things that you do, because you really are like a therapist. I know that you you go through so many different things, but one of the things that I really liked, and we had our premiere parties here and in Las Vegas yesterday, was that you were able to draw out so many things about us. Tell us how you do that, and is that something that you learn as a producer?
It looks like I have like 2 seconds. I think it's just being intuitive and being present with you, and just, you know, finding the truth of everything. It's never forcing moments. It's just being present with you and observing and you know, having friendships. That's what this is.
And you really are a friend now, and you're wonderful at what you do, and we're very blessed to have you. Thank you so much for all that you do.
We're blessed to have such a talent. Look up everything that Nikki Calabrese does, and she's amazing. What a wonderful director or producer. Thank you so much for being our friend.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna.
I'm Unette.
I'm Nikki.
Good night.
Good night.